the glue that some of the people need.
Absolutely, man.
Need a little help.
No, we're all good. Hello and welcome to Columbus Local Podcast. I am Len D'Amico, and this is episode number 135. And today, it is my great pleasure and honor, actually, to introduce Jason Craig.
Hey, thank you.
Jason Craig. Jason, I go back a little tiny ways. And, you know, today's episode is all about Jason Craig, who is he's a local Columbus, Ohio musician, producer, arranger, all-around good guy. And it is all about Jason Craig today. But we would be remiss to not have at least a shout-out to the fabulous DiNovo family of Columbus, Ohio.
How we met.
That is how we met.
Yeah. Yeah. Mary Kay and Gus DiNovo. Yeah.
And all of the wonderful
of the
folks. Absolutely.
The great big
What a
family.
wonderful family. And Jason and I were able to reconnect today to feature him as one of the Columbus Local podcast episode featured artists. And so we've got, I think, a lot to kind of talk about through your story, Jason. You're such a, in my opinion, such a gifted musician.
Well, thank you.
And a very humble one at that. And maybe one of the most obscure around town. How do we find you, Jason, when you are producing music and maybe even performing here and there?
Oh, well, it's been a while since I've done that. It's kind of hard to put myself out there. I'm just kind of like one of those little faces in the crowd in the back. I don't know. I haven't had an Instagram account. I'm really pretty soft in the back. I don't know. I haven't put, any podcasting, nothing on Spotify, nothing on Apple Music. You know, Facebook is there. It's old Facebook. I barely even look at it. I just like to meet people and from time to time kind of present opportunities to hang out, to play, and maybe, like I said earlier, maybe be the glue that kind of helps all their stuff together, whether it's playing some guitar, some bass, or adding some background ambient noise, fun stuff for space rock jams.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's kind of it. I wish I could say more. You know, it's been tough to be almost 50 years old and kind of say, well, I'm not an icon, but I've lived here all my life. I do play music, and I like to record a lot of people. I like to record when I can, but yeah, I wish I had a nice little plug to say, find me on jasoncraig.3645.
Right on.
You know. Sorry.
No, it's all good. You've been playing your whole life, though. You've been performing music, have you not? When did music start for you?
Oh, all right. This is one of my favorite little stories. A couple little things. You know, being through the 80s-ish, you know, born in 76, but through the 80s, I thoroughly had parents that had grown up and lived through the 60s, late 60s. So my father used to have Sundays was his day. He would meet with his salespeople, and he'd put records on. So as he was having some beers, putting records on, you know, you get to listen to different types of music. You know, I think a lot of it came from driving with him as well. So we hear records. I'm in his car, and he'd always ask, "Hey, who's this? Who is this?" And he'd play anything from Kansas to Three Dog Night. You know, Led Zeppelin was always on, Hendrix. My biggest deal would have been when Eddie Van Halen and some of the, you know, Van Halen stuff, and then Hendrix mixed in. But that started getting my ear like, man, I kind of want to play guitar.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't start with guitar. I was about 9 years old, and the story I was getting to was my family comes home from church. My dad didn't go, you know, had his Sunday deal. Well, funny enough, we come home and there's drums playing in the house. Go downstairs, my dad's smoking a cigarette, having a beer, playing drums. And I was like, I want to do that. So it was the beginning of that, around 9-ish, playing drums and loving guitar. Didn't get a guitar until I was about 11. But played drums for a little bit, and it was all by ear. So whatever I can get my hands on, albums, tapes, obviously during that time
for
period.
Sure, man.
It was simple. Dad was like, hey, sit down. This is what this stick does over here. This is what this stick does. Do these two things with your feet. Work on that and listen to the radio. I'm like, okay. Well, that's kind of how that started. So rhythm was the first thing.
That was kind of your guidepost for getting your education and what this is all about.
It gives you rhythm and time.
Yeah.
At least that's what the drums gave to me. So that's kind of where that started. And then the guitar infatuation just kept up. Yeah. You can't miss it, you know, for me, when there was anything like Yes, you know, even back to like Guns N' Roses, Slash. I mean, I was like, wow, Appetite for Destruction was a great album for me when I was a kid. And then you hit Metallica, and then that's where I had received a guitar, 11, 12 years old, and just learning some of those, you know, beginning pieces, at least how to try to get around the guitar. I had a little bit of formal education as far as just having a guitar teacher. Most of it was like, all right, these are the notes, and then, do you want to learn how to play a song? Like, yeah. I was like, shove in, like, it would be Black Flag. Oh, we'll do that, and it would go to Appetite for Destruction, you know, some Guns N' Roses. And then there's always, obviously, people, you know, for me, that time period would have been Metallica.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and then once you get around the guitar a little bit and learn how they're doing all those little fifth chords, breaking up, real chunky, that was awesome for a while.
Yeah.
Punk rock music, skateboarding, all that kind of thing came together from, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old, getting into high school, and then boom, you know, things changed from hair rock band to, you know, we had that whole Seattle-ish thing come through. Yeah, the whole grunge thing.
Did you get into that at all?
So here's another little story. I was in a skate contest in 1991. It was a Boardworks contest out in Westerville. A bunch of dudes out there. One I could even just throw out. Chad Knight was there. He's a professional skateboarder now. He has been for quite a long time. Wow. How the story goes here, hearing Nirvana, right? This was 1991. In that Boardworks contest, we had a guy there named Doug Halbert, real good skateboarder from Westerville. He had Smells Like Teen Spirit play in the background while he did his session. Just blew everybody away. It was super cool. Apparently he's family with Trent Reznor, has connections that way. So somehow he received
Keys
that.
To the car.
Yeah, kind of like, here, man, check this out.
Yeah.
Bringing it out from the West Coast on into Ohio in 1991.
Man.
And again, like, I can't even remember exactly what time period through the months, but
Sure.
Anyhow, so that grunge stuff started. And that was like, all right, we're going to keep moving with this, a little more punk rockish. And it blew up.
Sure it did. Yeah, it was great. But then just as quickly as it did, though, right? Didn't it kind of have a little left turn?
A little bit. As far as the music
Yeah.
for influence.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
there was a big deal with trying to, after Kurt had kind of left that whole thing, we're looking, 94?
Yep.
I started moving into wanting to learn more music that was more than just a pentatonic scale and a punk rock, a couple of chords. I ended up heading out to Connecticut, in New Milford, Connecticut, for some jazz theory, and that opened up a huge world.
Good for you, man.
You know, when you get in to hear things like Pat Metheny, or when you really never sat down with something, where did Herbie Hancock come from? You know, Miles Davis stuff, and somebody's playing guitar over, and you're wanting to hear this, and
So
it was
you
nonstop.
studied Miles?
It was basically the camp where I got into, paid for it for the first few months. The next year I went back as an employee. You could get all your classes. So we had professors from New York, New Platts. I think that's one of the schools, from Berkeley.
Nice.
And you see those guys, and they would give you lessons. You would go through theory, you know, circle of fourths, circle of fifths, all your different modes, how they tie in together, and then start just real theory on the guitar, on how it kind of makes sense. And man, you hear these guys play, and it just blows you away. I mean, there was things where they were mixing heavy saxophone, horn playing with like death metal. People were coming together that I'd never met in my life. Never would have thought of different genres that were available. You know, here I'm from Ohio. Okay, yeah, I skateboard. I know Black Flag. You know, yeah, I like Nirvana.
And you got to.
And what's that?
You got involved with all this.
Oh yeah,
just blew your mind.
Yeah. So it kind of gave more of a feeling towards, I left there. Oh man, I was 19, 20 years old, somewhere around there, loving like Al Di Meola, Paco de Lucia, John McLaughlin, you know, the guitar trio, and man, did they fly! Just how instead of playing a chord, they would noodle through it with notes all over it. And you can kind of, because of listening so much, you know where they're going with it somewhat, but it's all these nice little magical moments. And it wasn't just playing fast. It was neat how the dynamics of how they would play that fast with that.
You used the word magic.
Yeah.
Magical moments.
Yeah.
They really truly were they not?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's I don't think there's anything different or better than the magic of when music hits you. It's very, for me, it's hard to explain.
It's very emotional.
It is. It can put you back at that moment when you first met that certain somebody, or you had a moment where you reached for the stars. You did something different out there as a human being. You know, the motivation and drive to do something and to feel the music behind it gave vibration and gave life to what you were doing. Skateboarding to me was another piece of the pie. Working on tricks, floating around,
freedom.
You're out in the world. There's no holds barred. There's nothing. It's no greater feeling than to actually have music and make it that magical moment for any of those things that you experience. Trying to make them the best moments that you've had. Sometimes, you know, even the worst things, music has been there. You know, we have deaths, we have sickness, we have things that happen to us personally, and those moments where you might put on some music to maybe help you get through it. It almost is like a remembrance. It helps remember, what was it like? It's almost like a smell. Have you ever had things that you smell and you remember that time period? If it was a certain fragrance.
Sure.
You know.
Drakkar cologne.
Right?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Royal Copenhagen cologne. I'm just kidding.
Be like somebody saying just straight up patchouli. You remember the 90s patchouli?
Yes, absolutely.
It was very fertilizer smelling.
But it'll take you back, won't it?
Instantaneously. But yeah, music started to change a little bit for form and technicality and understanding instead of just a vague thing. It's something that you can attain. And I think at that point in my late teens, it was going to be a lifelong love. It doesn't stop. There's every day, there's something new to listen to, or there's something new to learn. It's a lifelong journey.
It is a lifelong journey, no question about it. That's well stated, because, you know, even for me, I'm shocked at how deep music can take your existence, you know, throughout the day, or throughout the month, throughout a year, or up through your lifetime to date. You know, think of the journeys. And I think of some of the music that you've personally turned me on to that I would have never even probably stubbed my toe on, but it was so passionate and new at the time. You know, what we're talking maybe 6 years ago, give or take.
Yeah.
And just the appreciation of sharing that, right? Like, it truly is the universal language.
Oh yeah. One of the best things in the world is to sit and spend it with somebody. I'm not a big fan of all the crazy digital streaming stuff. I missed the time. I guess it was more common to sit and put something on and listen to it all the way through. This is song 1, 2, 3, 4. You know,
Yeah.
even then.
They should have put song 4 the first one. Those conversations, I know.
Why did they put these two together? There's a slow one and then a fast one. Can we do a bunch of a side for fast, a side for slow?
Yes.
But no, like I said earlier with my dad, or with those memories for me at least, most of that stuff comes with music that had an album that played all the way through. You know, I know what happened when Machine Gun comes up off of Band of Gypsies.
Ooh.
And I love that whole, just those tracks from that first 1969-1970 show. I love that album. I could tell you so many different places I was for just listening to that album. It was 5 tracks on that album, 6 tracks tops maybe. But let's get back. So I was just saying about how you spend it with people.
Yeah.
There are some great times listening to Eric Clapton. My dad really liked Eric Clapton. You know, taking trips. You're out summertime, breeze is going, the windows are down. You know, you're heading out to maybe grandma's house, and it's out of the city, little country. You get to smell all the grass that's out, all the trees, the pollen, all that stuff blowing through, and you're hanging out, listening to James Gang or something, you know, and it's just, you know.
I love it.
Yeah. You know, the friends that, there was a good friend of mine, his name's Jason Faulkner. When I was in my late teens as well, during this whole jazz-ish kind of period, I went from being more Nirvana-ish, you know. I loved Chris Cornell and Soundgarden. I thought that was great. But this guy turned me on to, I was always already a big Radiohead fan-ish kind of thing, but 2 of the biggest bands that were influential for pretty much the majority of my life was Verve and Spiritualized. Some English stuff where you got Swerve Driver, you got Stone Roses, My Bloody Valentine. I started gravitating with some of the jazz, but yet I loved, you know, just specifically like Nick McCabe from the Verve. He was a guitar player, and just the ambience that you get, this full rocked out vibe that just comes out of the heavens, and then can put you right into the spaceship out into space. I love that movement of how the guitar and tone, and again, you start using pedals and reverbs and delays and mixing them, and you can really go on a nice trip way out in space.
Yes, you can.
Get deep in that head, and the music started doing that for me even more so. It wasn't just a punch rock. Hey, you know, because skateboarding was a very active deal. You want something fun, fast, and hard. Yeah. You know, here we're going to do this, and it's kind of like a motivator, you know, that drive to kind of keep pushing. But as I started getting older, I'm dreaming about other things, and you put on music that was very spacey, heady, I guess some people would say. I still enjoy that stuff to this day. So it's a mixture of all those: rock, punk, little jazz, space rock. I think that probably sums up kind of what my core feels like. There's times to get real driven, real heavy, and then you can smooth it out with some crazy reverb. You know, take that spaceship ride out to Jupiter if that's where you're going, man.
Sure thing.
So, yeah.
I've known you as an arranger, a producer person in music, typically pretty private. But when there's a guitar in your hands, it's magical, Jason. I mean, and you're a humble person, and I know you probably, you know, don't think of it maybe the way that I do, but, you know, the appreciation that I have with the way that you play music and the way you approach it is it's a great example of just taking a step back and doing exactly what you just described, and just take a little adventure with the universal language.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't do it alone all the time. You're going to do it with people that you enjoy doing it with.
Oh, yeah.
You have performed live in the past.
Yeah, most of it has been for other people. It hasn't been my main gig.
Understood. Yeah. But what is it that you like about being in a band when you're participating in that type of a situation?
Oh, ultimately, it takes you to a place that you wouldn't have thought about that sitting around on your butt practicing or whatever. You know, you can, some people can, if you're going to smoke a joint and hang out, you can figure out some stuff. That's great. But the moment you get together with people, something else happens. It's like an imaginatory collective. For me, give me a beat. You know, if we're going to start working on something and somebody lays down a bass line and I can hear something. I love that whole movement when you're actually with some people that are just kind of open to that. We're not going to, hey, we're going to try to write this song right now. Let's kind of work through a feeling. What do you feel? You know, and whoever wants to plug in, you know, if you got a bass line, something that somebody just started to play, hey, let's noodle. Where do you want to go with this? And again, how much coffee have you had? You know, are we going to get a little heavy, a little faster? You know, what do you feel? You know, I play with a couple of guys from time to time, and it's enjoyable. Like, I would love to make an album with them, but really it comes down to we feed off each other, and I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Is you end up feeding off.
There's that energy
Yeah.
source. You become the music.
Oh yeah, it's stepping outside your body, you know, and the brain's doing the rest of the work. Fingers are there working it, but I guess I could say, like, it depends on if your fingers can catch up to what you're thinking, you know, what your thoughts, how you drive that train. If your fingers can keep up, that's cool.
Oh, sure.
Sometimes it's nice and slow and steady and good, and other times, you know, it is a train wreck. Can come with practicing, no practicing, but yeah, really
controlled chaos sometimes, right?
People, I think music just it's what everybody does need ultimately, is some people to play with, at least to bounce ideas, and like, you'll go where you've never done anything before. You know, really it does take some other people in there to create that energy and to push things. For me, at least, it always takes me somewhere I wouldn't have thought about, just sitting on my butt playing guitar.
That's interesting, and it's good to know too. You know, I think that is the surprise.
It is, ultimately. It is a surprise. You can either crash and burn, go, man, that really sucked. That was awful, or man, you take a break for a minute and you're like, you know what we could do? We could move this. We could do this over here. Hey, let's try this other part that you liked. Did you record it?
Jimmy's got a saxophone.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's see what that does.
Yeah.
You want to put reverb on it? Yeah.
A little, yeah, exactly. No, that is awesome, man. And you mentioned earlier that you're not doing a lot live performance these days, although is that something that you would
like to
consider, or is your time just allocated now in the studio for the most part?
I'm not opposed to it at all. I don't think I want to play anybody else's music anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we talked about it earlier. I like being the glue. If somebody says, hey, I like how you play, that's cool. I don't want to be in the forefront. I've just never really liked that. If what I can do, whether it's guitar, sounds, bass, if I'm enhancing what you're doing, that makes me happy. It's actually pretty cool, because you see somebody light up. Oh, that works. That's really cool. Played with a gentleman for a while that did a lot of ambient-ish keyboard stuff. It was just missing some things. You know, add a little bit of guitar, a little reverb, a little delay, and some ideas. You poke around, and then it turns into a bigger production, turns into a bigger song, and it makes them happy.
Yeah.
So I like that. I enjoy that. But I would love to put out an album, solid album, with some guys. But that would be the next step. I think I talked about it earlier. I'd had the chance to buy some semi-modular synthesizers, and I've been really hitting up on learning how that goes. I'm not some big dance artist, nothing like that. No major EDM. I just like it for the ambient sounds. You can get things to the moment of background sounds that just are quiet. It could sound like an old country tent outing, camping. You know, you can really put yourself out in space and make it kind of crazy. I love all that stuff. But yeah, I would love to put an album together. Again, it wouldn't be solely me. It'd have to be like band action.
Right.
I wouldn't be like Jason Craig and the Argonauts or something. You know?
And why not? Because it's not you, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying it's. Well, listen, man. I think all of that is very personal. That's a very personal thing to say. You know, it's kind of you to share so much. It really is.
Thank you.
I know there's a lot of folks out there that would love to collaborate.
That'd be nice.
A lot of them have done podcast episodes. Many of them, I don't even know who they are, but I know that you've got some friends.
Oh, yeah.
You've been jamming with for how many years?
Oh, man. We had the specific people I've kind of kept close with. We've been friends for almost 30 years.
That's beautiful.
On and off, we've kind of put things together. I do feel sometimes it's sad that we haven't actually put out a produced album. You know, I think that's the pinnacle of it. Like, hey, I don't necessarily want to go out and play. You know, let's put an album together, and then you can, when you're talking to people and you're like, hey, you know, I don't like the flashy. Come see me at my gig. You know, come out Saturday night. That's cool. You know, that was probably cool for me, you know, 30 years ago. And you know, it's nice to say, oh yeah, I've recorded in Nashville. Well, I have. I was at the Bennett House. I recorded, you know, some bass tracks. I've been out in LA, recorded out there. You know, little small things for people, but no, I definitely would. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. It would be nice to have a nice album to be proud of, to pass to somebody. Hey, had a couple of guys, so-and-so, or a couple, whoever it may be, and be like, hey, this is what we did. This is what we did last year. This is what we did, you know, 2 months ago. Hey, what do you think? And if it moves on to something else, oh, I like that, but what if you did this? Oh, would you like to play? Would you want to do something new? I think that would be great. It'd be a new fun time. Get that mystery back in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Synthesizers.
Oh, yeah.
It's a new frontier for you.
Very new. I was never into any of that stuff.
How'd you actually get pulled into that? Did you hear it first and say, ooh, sort of like the drums, sort of like the guitar for you? How'd that happen for you?
So I'll keep going with, so Nick McCabe from the Verve always had some nice things happening. A lot of B-sides have just some jams where it's basic bass, guitar, and drums. Maybe a little vocals here and there, but I loved how it got really spacey.
Yeah.
So I got into pedals. I'm trying some, you know, stereo reverb, stereo delay. I bought a Moog delay pedal, an analog Moog delay pedal, and it had an LFO on it. So it had a low frequency oscillator, right? And with some of the guys that I'd played with in the past few years, you know, you kind of have a jam going, get some things happening, and then you can kind of pop that on. And it goes into some neat little stuff because it's got delay and my pedals got reverb and all that stuff. I liked how there was some movement of trickling. Something that you don't get just out of a guitar.
Right.
That was the first instance of going, hey, I kind of like a little bit of this. As of recent, I've really enjoyed a lot of post-rock music. I don't think these guys use a lot of synthesis, but it kind of gears towards chopped up music, bits and pieces, granular kind of stuff. And then, just checking out some people online. I really like the ambient mood. I like things that you start to tweak them a little bit, put in some notes together, and then it generates itself. Meaning you can kind of start it, let it go, and it runs. It'll go through a couple of notes, a pattern, a sequence, and then as it builds, I can play a little bit to it. I'm just interested in all of that. And then again, now it gets into technical stuff of gear. lots of things that make sequences, modulation, envelope filters, things that just kind of tweak the music out. And again, it's back to ambient space rock. So I got interested, got sucked into the modular stuff. I've got some modules at home just to kind of mess with, but really it comes down to taking that trip again, space rock. I'm all for it,
It's beautiful. It's a good thing, man.
But yeah, that's kind of what got me started into modular synthesis.
And here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are. You're in your studio how often in a given week, sir?
I'm usually in there about 3-4 times a week.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of it is just trying to get things out. I think time is wasted just staring at something, and I don't want to just noodle and do the same stuff. Again, another thing with the modular synthesis, it's never the same, ever. Every time you sit down, something new comes out. So that was very interesting to me. You don't have to sit down and go through 12-bar blues. You're learning somebody else's song. When am I going to take a solo? Does it sound good? Does it sound like shit?
Taking chances and
Yeah.
having the freedom to play.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like you're on your skateboard
Oh, man.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Just taking it out.
It's, yeah, if I could recreate those moments of kind of, sure, people take walks, ride their bike, but skateboarding right before a storm. It's getting kind of green and gray out. The wind's blowing. You can smell it all. You can smell the asphalt right before it rains. It's always fun. Just skate, and those were the fun times. Just to feel the world, feel all the things that are happening to you. Always wanted that music in the background. Always have those headphones on. It's that feeling, that emotion, and you mix it with smells and raw energy, visceral, real, just real experiences. So I get tired of hearing the same songs. I wish I could say that I continue to listen to Led Zeppelin and Hendrix. Not that they're boring and not that they suck. It just, I'm moving on.
It's a different time, right?
Yeah.
Different time for you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. But,
I still listen to Zeppelin. I watched a Zeppelin movie last night by myself.
oh, it's awesome. It's
It was called Making Led Zeppelin. That's a movie I'd want to see with you, Jason Craig. That particular movie. It was all about, Pagey talking about all the things. And there's a person that doesn't let go of the past.
really.
Jimmy Page, you talked to him today. He's still talking about how they recorded in Grangeley. I mean, he's not now, in his defense, was Jimmy Page.
Yeah, it was a good portion of his life. Became a legend.
He did it. And no one's ever going to do it again.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'd say it's like getting the old guys together. When I was in my, Of course. And you're like, well, shit, it's Jimmy Page. Tell me more. I'll sit and listen to him. I think it's hard. How many times are you going to want to listen to Black Dog? I love rock and roll. That beginning intro is awesome. It's not going to go away. I've put those away for another time period.
All that.
And it just,
And how many drummers try to cover that don't get that intro down. It is what it is. Anyway, I didn't mean to derail your conversation. I guess my point is, maybe one day we're going to be watching the Jason Craig story.
Oof.
Modular synthesis at its most unique point, right?
Another age.
Birthed from your ideas.
It could be.
There's no end in sight.
No, I don't think there's an end in sight. I'm about to turn 50 this year, and I can't believe it. I sit back and I'm like, should I give all this stuff up?
No.
I've thought.
I'm not going to let you do it, man. I'm not going to let you do it. I'm going to keep pimping you now. I have your phone number. Jason, how many songs you write this month?
Man, I tell you. Well, it has started
You're not
to come
giving
back.
it up, brother.
No, it does not stop coming into my life, whether I'm going to be tapping my foot, my hand, thinking, when am I going to get out of the hospital here? When am I going to get home to do something new?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step? The next sunny day, the next drive to the country. Have those emotions, those memories, those moments, new ones.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. No question about it. Are you looking to release digitally, or are you going to release through your own methodologies? So in other words, I know you have goals. You're producing music. You probably have a bunch that you could choose to release at some point with your goal of an album. How are you thinking the medium's going to be provided for consumption?
I think it would be amazing to cut a record, actual wax, vinyl.
Yes.
Put it out there. I know a lot of people have kind of gotten back into it. I think that experience would be fun. I'd like to see what the type of music that would be produced, that I produced, and put it on an album. I think that'd be amazing. But to get it out to everybody, just to hear, hey man, that's great, or hey buddy, why don't you tie it up, put it away.
No way.
I think digital would be also really nice. I think just having an album, a real album to open up with artwork.
Throw on your turntable.
Why not? Why not?
I agree with you.
No single sleeve. It'll be open. You get to see everything. Maybe, I thoroughly enjoyed opening up those Beastie Boys albums back in the day with all the clipped collage of artwork all over, and then you go back to even my parents' records. You open up a Emerson, Lake and Palmer album, you're like, what is this? What is this supposed to mean? Music. You look at Tarkus. What is that tank doing there with a freaking armadillo head? I'm like, I don't know what this thing's doing. But it's fun. It was cool artwork. No, I think putting a record out would be great. And then it's almost kind of like, we're on Spotify.
Yeah.
A little Apple Music too. You can check it out there.
All that.
But I think it'd be fun to have an album. I really do. Yeah, have it on wax.
Do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping you, man.
No.
If I can help you, I'm going to do it. You need to understand. I'll do everything. I don't know everybody in this town, but I know some people.
I definitely, if you know anybody that presses that stuff, I'd love to see it done too.
There are people that I could get you in touch with.
All right.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome.
People that have done it. Some big names in Columbus that been there, done that. They
it's
can
probably nothing
do it,
to them now.
and they're gonna love to help a guy. They're gonna love to do it, dude. Absolutely.
That sounds cool.
And so we'll make sure that all, your own connector skills are also transferable to others too that want to help you, because they believe in you and you're freaking awesome talent, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. What else do you want to cover? What's on your mind, Jason Craig, in regard to really your involvement in Columbus outside of your own music? Where do you like to go? Where do you see yourself spending some time, now and then, when you're not in your own studio?
It's become I've become quite reclusive. I am at home most of the time.
That's okay.
I do work in the hospital.
Yep.
I am a nurse. I've been an ICU nurse for over 10 years. Worked in the ER. I don't know if all that stuff kind of made me sit around in the house when I get that free time to kind of be in the studio, but I enjoy my boys.
Yeah.
My family. Trying not to miss out on that as well.
Yeah.
I think that's sometimes where it's, hey, are you going to hang this up? Stop playing the music? To spend more time with them. But I think as we talked earlier, the studio I built was to kind of bring them together.
Yes.
And hopefully have more people, to involve in their lives all the way around. And especially with my wife loving music. I mean, she's that big part of the glue that keeps it going too.
Yep.
Yeah.
huge support. There's always going to be huge support there, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
And
my wife Andrea has always been supportive of that. But I think if you're future stuff, it would probably be, it's time to kind of get up off my ass a little bit more and maybe work on this album harder.
Yeah, that's cool.
'Cause I'm not getting any younger, you know.
No, none of us are.
And there isn't anybody really lighting a fire under my ass. It's
I'm lighting it. I'm lighting it right now. What, are you kidding me? I can't wait to hear what comes out of your stuff, man. Because just listening to you with an acoustic guitar is hugely impactful, I'll say, at least for me, right? But with all these bells and whistles and tools that you have now with your synthesized or your synthesizer based instruments, I'll say, right? Like they truly are.
Oh yeah. It just
that is a foundation. The music is going to be, I don't know, a pleasant surprise is what I'm anticipating.
I hope it's a pleasant surprise.
I don't know that I'm lighting the fire. I'm stoking those flames for you. Trying to.
I still think it sounds like, unorganized chaos, which some people may like that stuff.
That's what it is.
I'm trying to organize it a little bit. Still want that magic of a generative thing and to be able to play over it. It's ultimately, I guess it comes down to, can I make you dream? Can I make you imagine something else again? Not necessarily about going, did you hear what he just did? Did you hear that riff, that lick? Cool, that's awesome. But now where did I take you? What did you imagine? What experience did you have that maybe some of that music I made, was a part of? It becomes, a memory.
Yeah.
That I think is pretty cool.
That's very cool.
I don't care about the licks and the riffs and the chords more so than to actually produce something that'll take you somewhere.
There's an album title in there somewhere. It's going to be probably a part of the foundation, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Get taken, to a place that allows you to experience the universal language.
Yeah.
Definitely. If anybody can do it, Jason, you can do it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna see. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be good. Press that thing on wax.
50 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does that hit? It seems like that's like a. It's been a while since I turned 50. I remember that being a big day for me too. It's a milestone for many, and it's sometimes it's what are the things I want to do, and I think this is one of those that you want to do. And
it is definitely.
This podcast episode, it can help you organize your thoughts and kind of see a path. That's a good thing for me too. It's all. Whatever this is for you, it's going to be recorded, and it's going to be out there for your children, your grandchildren, and all for generations. And whatever comes out after this too is a reference point. It's going to be a cool thing for your family.
Yeah.
For you,
Sounds good.
for the fan base. It's good stuff.
It's a motivator now. It's stuck in history. Here it is.
It's
on this day, January,
Which month is your birthday?
March.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I remembered. All those birthdays.
Oh, yeah. All
throughout the year.
Tons of them. All through the summertime.
Such a wonderful
DiNovo birthday
family.
fun. DiNovo bash.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jason, what else do you want to cover? What's your favorite guitar?
Oh.
That you own, and then the one that maybe you don't. I know you're into synthesizers now, but guitar's analog.
You know, I've just always I've gravitated to, you know, it'd be like a 335. I have a 355 Gibson. So I had the opportunity to purchase a nice vintage old stock 355 back in 2018. But, you know, the two that I'd readily played, you know, it was what was available to me, what I could afford. Most of the time it was like off-brand Epiphone Les Pauls. And then the Dot would be like the Sheridan. I had a Sheridan. And I've had a couple of those.
Nice.
And I just like the mix of how they sound, the tones that come out of it. I wish I was more technical about it, but I liked the way the neck feels. You can use it for jazz. You can use it for punk rock if you wanted to.
Yep.
You know, it just really almost any guitar works for all of that, depending on what you want to put into it. Now, I love Telecasters, always have. I like the brightness of them. So I've whittled it down to basically I have a Gibson 355 and just an American Tele. For any other kind of, you know, chicken picking twangy stuff that I'm also interested in. I wish I could play better bluegrass. I'm not a bluegrass player, but I love that stuff.
Workhorses, though, aren't they?
Oh, they're awesome. You can
cut through anything.
Well, yeah. And that's one of the things that I really loved about that guitar. You can beat the crap out of it, and it plays perfectly fine. You know, the 355 is basically a little boutique. If I could say, it's a little boutique bitch. It's got its own little idiosyncrasies. You can't, you know, play the vibrato too hard. It goes out of tune. I'm not one that's going to go and put added, you know, bolt-on pieces so that it doesn't go out of tune. I'm not going to do that to it. You know, it is what it is. And you got to just got to be real nice with it. But when you are, it's nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
Beautiful guitars.
Little slap back echo delay type.
A little bit on there.
A little tiny bit, maybe a tiny verb. You're golden.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They also feed back real nice. I like the tones that come out of the 355 when they feed back a little bit.
The Howlin' Mule.
I really like that sound. I also had some mid-70s Telecaster that had a humbucker in it. It was like a mid-70s custom. That also, with that humbucker and that Tele, that was actually pretty cool. I should have kept that guitar. That was nice.
Any others get away from you?
No, there was.
That was the one.
That was one of them. That was one that got away that I would have loved to have kept. But right now, that 355 has been my baby.
Nice.
I had a 335 through the late 90s. That one got away. I wish I would have kept that. That went through a lot of the years, the young years, from going from regular just punk rock into learning some jazz, and you know, you're hanging out playing some Santana, and you're like, this is great. This thing works for everything. And then it was gone. And there were a few years that I didn't have a guitar. I had sold everything. Certain things happen. You got to get rid of gear. Don't want to, but having a family, there's other things that need to happen first with those responsibilities. So
it's always, you know, everything comes with prioritization, right? Like, you know, especially music for a person who's, you know, involved in family and raising kids, and you know, as life and time goes by, it just kind of ebbs and flows with however you're able to make time for it, prioritize it. And
right. I think I had a dream of wanting a family as well. I think it's difficult, I think, to try to have both of those. Not that you can't at all, but if you have that dream of wanting to make a little bit more out of it, you got to really prioritize it. I, on the other hand, went straight into taking care of a family.
Yep.
Getting married, wanted to have that happen. You know, very happy about that. And then as years go by, you know, I am one of those people that let that sit on the back burner. It was simmering. It's always simmering. It's always waiting. It's like that extra, you know, golden garlic butter in the back that you want to spread on a piece of
Fanning those flames, baby.
Yeah, just keep going.
Here it comes.
Yeah.
Because your sons are older, a little older now, and
Yeah.
they're probably into their interests as well. It's interesting how that happens, especially with sons. Is you're there all the time, and then they get into the teenage years, and then it gets further and further.
It does.
But when you have a studio, that's inspirational.
Yeah, it's nice.
Good for you.
Getting for that, that's one of the things I look forward to, is having them, hopefully one day, that I could show them some of that so that they can continue on. I don't know. I guess I want to leave something behind. If they're not interested, they're not interested. I get it. I can't make anybody want something,
I understand
One of the
that.
best pieces of advice that you gave too was, what did you say to me at one point? That you can't mix logic and emotion.
You can't. You can't apply logic to an emotional situation. You just can't do it. I said that to you?
You did. Yeah.
I'm trying to practice that myself right now.
Yeah.
But it's the truth, man. You drive yourself crazy.
Yep. Very much so.
I fall into that trap too much myself, and it's not healthy.
Yeah. Need to let that stuff go, man. Let it run its course.
Well, I think music can help.
Yeah.
It is the universal language.
Oh yeah.
And it is a it's a source of many things for many different people, and I think you are so gifted, Jason. I really am fanning those flames, man. I sort of want to fan those flames. Just let it warm up, man. There's no harm in that.
No, not at all.
And if the people around you are supportive and participative, that makes it that much more strong.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Giving it a little bit more time.
Good on you. 2026 is right here.
Yeah. Still in January. New Year's resolutions. No, I don't think about them. We just got to do it. You got to do what you need to do. Those resolutions are silly.
Have you allowed a couple of songs to kind of percolate or incubate in the back of your mind, Jason, so that the Instagram posts, you have two songs maybe that are representative of how you feel about music?
Oh man. Oh, I could find a couple of things for you.
And I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No,
at
not
all.
at all. I guess we could say, so what was just recently played in the car? What's in there? So if I had a tape deck or a CD player, which I did, I had a CD player just up until recently. I have a newer car now, but what was in there? So there's a band called And So I Watch You From Afar. I'm pretty sure they're Scottish-ish. Never sat down to really figure it out. They got a tune called Mother Belfast. Very post-rock, very riffy. Lots of stuff going on.
Nice.
With just four people. I think there's two guitars, bass, and drums, and there is a lot going on there. Not regular rock and roll, man. It's just, for me, it almost seems as if they're playing as fast as their brainwaves can be producing it. It's pretty cool. It's not super fast hard rock, but we'll take a listen here shortly.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I do have a CD player.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I guess at this point it'd probably be like, oh, I got it on my phone. I took the CDs out because I don't have them in the car. I don't have the CD player in the car anymore because it's a newer car. But so it would have been something from them, definitely, or some of the background ambient stuff that I've been listening to. The generative, beautiful stuff from a couple of people. Gentleman that calls himself online Pierre's Generative Music, I think is what it is. Another gentleman named Jay Haskins. If I could get that right, I'm sure it's not perfect.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good to know. Very, very unique person, Jason. Jason Craig is seen in areas of providing comfort, areas of, extinguishing fires in ERs, literally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all the above, man. I mean, that's quite an existence alone. And to have music as a part of your existence to the degree that it is you're a very fortunate person.
Very much so.
You really are.
Very blessed.
A beautiful family surrounding you. It's such a fortunate existence that you have.
Yeah. It is I'm very fortunate.
We don't get to know all these folks that we bump elbows with in an ER or, in a business meeting. But when you meet someone like Jason Craig, it's impressionable. And it's actually part of the inspiration of this whole podcast series that I've got going on. Jason's a person just like yourself. You're a perfect example of one of the giants walking among us that has all this music inside of you, and it's just dying to burst out, and you now have some of the tools to help make that happen by sharing it, with the production as well as the consumption.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's going to be good stuff.
Yeah, this was good stuff.
I appreciate everything that you've shared, and I think don't be surprised if a couple people reach out to you, because they probably should be reaching out to you, Mister. Collaborations are,
Get
always a
moving.
surprise.
Something new, open.
Yeah.
I don't have any, specific lines that can be drawn.
That's all good. Yeah.
Good.
Well, that's a good thing, though. That can be. That's where the magic happens. That's where the surprises are.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Well, sounds good. And let's compare some notes and listen to some of these tunes that you mentioned earlier. And
oh, for sure.
Do definitely appreciate you spending the time today, man.
Thank you. Pleasure's all mine. Appreciate it.
We'll make sure that we get all the shout outs in. Are there any other folks that you wanted to shout out today?
Oh man, it could be so many people under the sun.
You don't want to miss anybody. I get that.
I know.
I feel it.
No, I'm really thankful for my wife Andrea for helping all that continue. She's a good supporter. She may not think so, but that's great.
She's there.
Oh yeah, love my kids, Wyatt and Elijah and Zach. Good stuff, man. Good boys, doing good things. Hopefully we can get some music down in our studio and have them in the background as well. I'd love to hear Elijah's saxophone in the background. That'd be great. Get him moving and grooving.
Magical.
Oh man.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be good stuff. But yeah, if I forget somebody, I'm sure they get pissed, so I'm not going to go past my family.
Now, how many puppies do you have at home now?
Oh, right now we got eight Goldens.
Are you freaking kidding me, too?
Yeah, in a little ranch hanging out. We decided to just
I love it.
It was a spur of the moment. Like, yeah, we were thinking about having some puppies at some point because we have a male and a female. Obviously, things happen, but we just said, hey, let's just go for it. And man, it's been a wild ride. It's all of the above emotionally. It's stressful. Yeah, there's a lot of mess. But man, I'll tell you, they're fun. Golden retrievers, little pups, and they want to meet you in the morning, say, hey, what's up? Run around. All that nice little puppy funk. It's awesome. They're going to bring a lot of joy to other people. And, we've had, totally off subject. Are you guys breeders? No. We're not going to continue to keep breeding. It was just something that happened, and emotionally going through that, it's a wild ride because you see, you find this love for every single one of these little guys, and then you're like, how did we do that? Why did we do that? Because then now we have to take them away from their mother. It's definitely an eye-opener. Again, emotionally, something different. Wow. I don't really feel comfortable with it. It's nice that they're going to be bringing joy to everybody, and that's what I keep telling myself. They're great dogs. It's a great breed. And yeah, I just think that that's something as a one-time deal to experience for the kids and my family. That's cool. But man, yeah, 8 puppies. I'll tell you, dude.
Oh, I can't believe it. I mean, that grocery bill's got to be enough to
It's a lot of watered down, mushy food for him.
Wow. Well, he's still learning rhythm and time, it seems, at home with all these puppies. But
Look at that, right? Rhythm and time.
We do appreciate episode number 135 with Jason Craig. Thank you, sir.
And thank you.
All right. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.